Hi everyone, this is Julie. I'm here again in the Scraps of My Life. I know these are little small excerpts that I'm doing, but I kind of have to do a think through process before I record them, because if I don't, then I sit here taking too much time to think about something before I can actually do it, and I don't want to take that time for you to sit and watch me think. So I'm trying to do this little excerpts at a time as I get each little idea worked out, sort of. What I've done. Let me see where I am actually. Um, I think since I did the last little excerpt, however you pronounce that word, my tongue isn't working right this morning with my brain. I added this little strip of paper here on this little section. It's not very wide. And then I added this alphabet strip with just a 1/4 inch piece of tape along there. So if there happens to be anything, I was hoping that it would be a good size to stick things underneath, but I can't seem to find any tags. I thought these little small tags would fit under there, but in fact they are a little bit too large to close. So it may be just more for looks or background than anything. But it's there nonetheless, and it looks better than just laying the paper down, I thought. And then I made this little booklet. It's really not finished, but I added a back to it, made it into a book form, because this front piece of paper here that's off of the paper group right here, it is made to look like a book actually. So I took the idea and did so, made a back cover for it, and then I may put some extra pages inside of here, no doubt, with some type of little tassel or something holding them in, just a folded little small folded thing to add some extra space. And then it sits inside of that little pocket I showed you that I made. And that's all that I've accomplished on this set here. And I couldn't seem to figure out anything for this side yet either. So I flipped over and went over to this page. And what I did here was just took some paper, cut out some of those little alphabets that are in a straight line on the paper line itself. And I don't see it sitting right here in front of me. Everything else is, but it's not. Um, and I just cut out the A, B, and C and put them on there after I punched the border. And I flipped it over and did a score line and creased it and put some tape back behind there to hold it in place. And I will probably put just a tiny bit of tape here just to hold it right here, just to hold it down, because I don't believe I need it flipping back and forth, because this section right here, it just comes up and down like this. So it's not necessary that it flips down to do so. So it was just some added drama there, some added dimension. And here's actually where I'm working at. I took this piece of paper here. I didn't really want to use it, but the paper was exact color and everything that I needed for this section of the album. So I used it, and I made this little flip page. And what I did was I took some paper, the full 12-inch piece of paper, and cut it to fit the page here, and creased it to where it would go to the bottom and top where I need it to hit at. And I just attached this piece here to it with the top part of the Graphic 45 emblem up here at the top, so that it made a flip page. And then I'm going to put the flap on the inside like so. And I'm going to be putting something down here on the bottom, and I will probably cover this, because since it ended up being upside down, I will cover that with a different paper most likely, but I just wanted to show it to you. And it's going to sit inside this little section right here. So that gives me some added area without making a lot of bulk. And then I have this little thing that's driving me nuts. I can't seem to place it anywhere that it looks right. But I want to use it, and I would love to use this little crossword piece here. I think it is so cute, but so far I haven't found anywhere to put it as well either, you know. And then I've got this little border here. So I'm trying to figure out something to put along this bottom that's heavy, that's chipboard, that will hold it closed enough for me. And I thought about the frame here, which would be nice. And I also thought about these books, but they're kind of, I think they're just, I don't know, they're just too too large for the, you know, if it was maybe just right here, that might look okay. But I don't like the full height of it there. And let's see, was there something else I was considering for that section? I don't know. I've got everything all flipped underneath here. And then I've got this little guide that I made for the other page and didn't use it for that one, so I'm going to put it in here somewhere as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead then, and I'm trying to decide if I need to use any kind of if I want to use any kind of string or ribbon here. I've not actually used any ribbon in the book yet, and it's kind of hard to use ribbon. I mean, it's easier to put it beneath something and bring it around than it is to try to do it on top of a page. So if I'm going to use it, I really need to use it on underneath the page to get it started, you know, to hide the ends of it. And I really like the way that this, I mean, I love ribbons. I mean, this ribbon is perfect color of red for this paper line. And I love it, but I really like how this black string looks. And I don't know, I'd rather use something like that instead of the red. So I don't know. Depending on what I actually put here will determine whether I actually even need any ribbon behind this or not, like so. And then I could do a bow. Actually, a knot would be more appropriate than a bow, but I always have to see what a bow looks like. So, of course, a knot is more appropriate, but harder to tie and untie, of course. So then if I have this and then I have this frame, well then it's going to make it's going to overpower my frame here. If I use the books, it won't be so much. And I don't believe that I really want to have to tie and untie this every time I want to open this either. So mostly I would probably want this for looks, so I won't want it behind it. So that's what I needed to decide. So that means I can glue this page down to the book. So that's what I'm going to do. I think at the top I'm going to put some tape, some 1/2-inch score tape, to give it a nice, snug, secure attachment so it won't pull loose at all, and to make sure I get to the very, very edge of it. Not that the other tape wouldn't, or the other glue wouldn't, but this way I'm certain of it. And I'm certain that it's to the very, very edge. And since it's a page that has movement, I don't want the page moving. I don't want it coming loose at all. So I'm just going to put just a tad of it right here too on the sides. It's really not necessary to put it all over. I just wanted to put it where I felt there may be stress when pulling, closing, and opening the pages. I just want it as secure as possible. And probably just the top and bottom's plenty. So I'm not going to work out the size of it. I really don't think that's necessary. And that's just for my own comfort. Really. Okay. And before I put my glue down, I'm going to remove the backing, because I don't want to be handling the glue when I get ready to lay it down. And then where I put the tape, I'm going to start from there and just go down and add my glue lines. paper. A little bit hard to see my glue on there. Okay, be sure this one is nice and secure. So I'm going to flip it over now and find my center to the left and the right, as well as top and bottom. I'm going to go by this line over here on this side. Actually, I'm going to open this up a little bit. Okay. I think that's a little bit high up there. I don't know if it's going to let me pull it back up or not. I'll do it slowly. Okay. I can never seem to do that without having it sideways. I always make a mess when I try to do it any other way. Isn't that crazy? Pull this paper off. Alright. Just always works better for me this way. It's the weirdest thing. Okay. Oh, my fingers are stuck in it. Okay, okay. Alright, right or wrong, there it is. I got a little bit close to that edge over there somehow. Some days I just can't get things straight no matter what I do. But right or wrong, here it is what it is. And there it is. Okay. Yep, I went way over too far there. I hate when that happens. But because I got a nice hinge here, it's not going to hinder it, and I'm going to tilt this way just a tad and press it out that way. I hope it doesn't mess up my flap at all. And I'll have to be careful that I don't put anything really thick over here, I don't think. Let me see what happens when I do that. Really, it isn't going to hinder it, so I saved myself by having this 1/4 inch. Actually, it's just a tad more than a 1/4 inch hinge over here, so that saved me. Really, it did. Alright, now this, for some reason, is crooked. So I'm going to see if I can fix that with my bone folder. Alright, I'm going to take and lay down this paper here now. Hopefully I can get it straighter than that one. Obviously I can't talk and work at the same time anymore. Used to, not a problem. Used to, I can multitask all day long. Not anymore. Sad to say. Alrighty, I'm just going to lay this one down here. Best I can. And I did cut this one smaller. So that I have a pretty good sized part of the folder underneath showing. So actually it was pre-cut. I just decided to use it here. I thought it was a nice match here. And I really, really, really want to use this. So I really wanted to use this. I have a page over here that is a lot about books. This one. And I really want to use it here. But because I've put this thing here, it just isn't, I mean, I can stick it up here at the top. I just not crazy about it there at all. So can't use it on the page I want to use it on. So I might have to use it on this page. Meanwhile, I do need to decide where I am going to put what I'm going to put down here at the bottom. I have a ruler. I have lots of things I could actually use down here at the bottom. That would look nice. So I can put that there. I'm going to put that up here. So lots of things I can do. And honestly, I don't know. It looks like it needs a lot of layering going on. I'd love to be able to use this somewhere, but obviously it won't work so hot there either. So I may end up using this frame. So I'll have to make that decision, and I'll have to come back and show you what I decided, because I'm not going to sit here all day and keep putting things there for you to say, okay, and keep changing them. So I'll be back and show you what I've come up with, okay? All right.